this is going to be awesome.
Just Kibbe, say you're here with.
I got it. Shut up. Thank you guys for joining us. We're at Students for Liberty in Prague, and we all just spent the week at the New Intellectuals Conference talking about the ideas of Ayn Rand. And you're all from Ukraine. Yeah. Before we talk, let's get some names. I'm going to start with you.
My name is Karina. I'm 25 years old, and I was born in Kharkiv, but now I live in Ivano-Frankivsk.
My name is Julia. I'm from Ukraine, from a little city like Poltava. It's in central Ukraine, and I'm functionary of Ukrainian Students for Freedom, and I like Ayn Rand and philosophy of objectivism.
My name is Veronika Kupetska. I'm from Lutsk, Volyn region. It's Western Ukraine. So I'm 18 years old, and I work as a communications manager of Ukrainian Students for Freedom. Yeah.
My name is Anna Timoshenko. I'm 20. I'm coming from Ukraine. I'm a medical student and a Kiev head of NGO Ukrainian Students for Freedom.
Lyubov, Kyiv, PR manager of Ayn Rand Center in Ukraine and a big fan of Ayn Rand.
Thank
We
you.
all actually are.
I couldn't tell at all.
The revolution is here. A movement of people free to live, work, and choose. We won't tell you what to think. We just demand that you think for yourself. This is Kibbe on Liberty.
So thank you guys for joining me. And we've all been hanging out at a conference about Ayn Rand here in Prague this week. And we were talking about your home country of Ukraine. And I think you guys went through quite a bit of work just to get here for this. But since you guys are here, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in your country and what particularly Americans, but people outside of Ukraine should think about what's going on in your country. And I'm going to start with you, because I'm told by your friends that you're the most talkative.
Yeah.
And tell me your name.
Hello, I'm Anna. I'm from Ukraine, as you actually meant it. We're all from Ukraine, actually.
Kiev?
What's going on? We all know that on February 24th, Russia invaded Ukraine, and so the war began. In Ukraine, we've had a war since 2014, when Russia occupied the Crimea and occupied the part of our east regions. But that was the start of full invasion to Ukraine. From that day, the army continues to fight, and there are a lot of volunteers in Ukraine who also help army, who also help civilians who are suffering from the war, and there are so much completely ruined cities and villages. There is a city of Mariupol, which is already blocked for a month, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, because it's pretty hard to count the days from the Black Day of our history. So there are some cities in the south of Ukraine who are also occupied, and Ukraine now stands not only for us, for Ukrainians, but also stands for Europe, for the European Union, exactly, and for some countries which are not in the EU, but also in Europe, because if something really bad happens and Ukraine falls, but we do not think it will happen, the next victims will be Baltic countries, will be Finland, will be Poland, will be Slovakia, etc. And that's the reason what we're fighting for. Ukraine has been always wanted to be with the European part of our big continent. But Russia always wanted to not to be the completely bad guy in the history, and not only to be the empire, but Russia always wanted Ukraine not to exist at all. That's the main reason of invasion. It's not only about the territories, not only about the oil or like the coal we got in Donbass region. It's also about the freedom willing of the Ukrainians, and that's hurts for Russians, and it also gives us hope and power.
May I add?
Yes, please.
If you don't mind, as Anna said, Putin and most Russians, unfortunately most Russians, want us not to be free and not to be Ukrainians. And for us, it means not not to be human, be like slaves of Russia. And Ukrainians love saying that freedom is in our blood. That's why we are fighting. We don't want to be slaves of Russia. We want to have our own country, our own successful country, free country. That's why we will fight to our victory, and it's gonna happen.
Okay.
And you know, I still remember the day, 24th February. Every one of us woke up from terrible explosions, and then we gathered with my friends and neighbors, and for 10 minutes went to the shelter. And we have been sitting there for 2 hours, and then I moved from Kiev to Western Ukraine, to Lutsk, my home city, and all the time I was volunteering there. With my friends we helped army, our organization Ukrainian Students for Freedom gather donations for the army. As you have seen in the presentation of Tom Palmer, our operation director Anatoly Didik and Mikhail Lavrovsky went to the Donetsk region, and they I forget the word, sorry. And they gave the army a lot of weapon and bronezжилеты and bronezжилеты.
Bulletproof vest.
Yeah. So
Body armor.
Yeah, and I think really freedom is the main value of Ukrainians. Maybe Ukraine is a post-Soviet country, but as Luba said, freedom is in our blood, and I think we'll keep fighting to the end, and we'll build a really individualistic country, and really it will be peace in our country. So I so appreciate supporting of all the world. And volunteering is the job for Ukrainians, literally. So, yeah.
Thank you.
That's the thing.
I remember my February 24. I was wake up and hearing some sirens, but I didn't recognize it. It was air alarm. I think it was some signals of a car or something, but I'm still listening, and I noticed that it was air alarm. So I had my backpack with all my documents, no money, warm clothes about this, so I just get my clothes and get my backpack, and we with mother of my boyfriend and with him going to the safe place. And I remember I called to my mother. She lived in Kharkiv, and my brother lived there, and I was speaking with them, and it was very nervous because I didn't know where in territory Kharkiv had explosions. And these days was so nervous, and I live in Ivano-Frankivsk now, and I was here when war started, and really we didn't believe that we will have explosion in western of Ukraine. So we know about that war will be coming because USA, England, and all Europe said to us about it, but we just like blocking this bad thinking in our minds and believe that it will be so come over or something like that. About my family, my brother with his wife and child going to Lviv, it was they going by 5 days about from Kharkiv to Lviv, and child was so very in a difficult situation now because they would live where the most explosion was in Kharkiv, and my mother stay in Kharkiv. She is a very brave woman. She like modern Amazon's woman, and so proud of her, and I really care about her, but it is her choice to stand there, and she has some reason to be at home now.
Okay, exactly. All Ukrainian knows that war began in 2014. For me, war began in 2016 when my father died on the war. He was in army, and when the war began, he was in Donetsk and near Lugansk. And it was my beginning of volunteering, and was my beginning of fight with Russians.
So I just talked to Tom Palmer and some of his colleagues, Tomek and Andreas, who have been part of a project to get stuff to you and families and victims and just things that need to be done. It sounds like you guys are part of the process on the Ukrainian side. Is that correct? Are you part of this network?
Yeah.
We're Ukrainian Students for Freedom, an NGO that had actually the 5th birthday, our little anniversary this week, and now we're literally fighting for freedom because we got so much friends of us in the army. Some of them are fighting. Some of our friends, other friends, and we were volunteering. We were delivering humanitarian aid from, for example, Poland, from all the European Union, also medical aid. Some of our friends delivered weapons, and that's a really great deal that it is possible nowadays because thanks to our army, western region of Ukraine is almost saved. It's not safe against the bombs, against the air danger, but people can live there, people can work there, people can deliver stuff from out of the border. And so it works, and this helps us a lot to stay independent, and it helps us a lot to look forward to the day of the victory.
I have to ask, you were all here at the New Intellectuals Conference where we talked about Ayn Rand. You're here at Students for Liberty where we're talking about liberty and the whole philosophy. How did you find these ideas? I'm going to start with you.
In August last year, I was in John Gold School. It's what line from Kiev. So I went in the school, and actually I meet Ayn Rand literature about when I was 15. It was very impressed me, Fountainhead. especially, and I didn't know exactly that something like John Holt exists in Ukraine or everywhere. And I joined this school. I know better about the philosophy of objectivism, and I like it. It's very recognized with my life, with my opinion. And now I'm here. I saw so many lecture, listen, and I'm very thankful about this possible to be here. I don't know. I didn't imagine that during war I can to visit something like that, and very impressed me.
How about you?
Firstly, I read Ayn Rand maybe 2 years ago, and I thought that it's just novel about great people, and it was really a good novel. But I knew about Ayn Rand like a philosophical and like about objectivism maybe when I was invited on event of Ayn Rand Center in Ukraine. It was OTLP, like Objectivist Thoughts Leadership Program, and it was begin of my study Objectivism.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, very first meeting with Unread Ideas was after the reading the book With a Living. So through the words, I met her strong idea of objectivism. All my life, I lived with some system of use, and after the reading, I realized that Ayn Rand's system is like mine, and I really appreciate her strong words, her strong people in her books. So really, I haven't read The Fountainhead, but after the LibertyCon, after I'll return to Ukraine, I'll do this. Yeah, and in the next conference, I will be speaking about The Fountainhead and my insights of this book. I think the idea of objectivism is so actual to Ukraine, because Ayn Rand write about the individuals, and only individuals could make choice and be responsible for their actions. And I think all of Ukrainian people are individuals, and we should implement Ayn Rand ideas to our life, and we do this now. So yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip you because I'm going to ask you to close this, so be prepared with a final statement.
Okay, I read Ayn Rand's book at school because I'm like very curious person, I think, and I found a lot of articles on the web about what books you need to read before your death, and I saw Ayn Rand books many times, so I decided that I had to do this. And I'm so happy. I read Atlas Shrugged and other books, and then I became a PR manager of Ayn Rand Center in Ukraine, and now I'm promoting her ideas in Ukraine, and it's so inspirational. I feel like I found my way of living and my path in life. Yeah.
No pressure.
Also about Ayn Rand. First time I heard about Ayn Rand when I was at high school. I was recommended a lot the Atlas. What a surprise. It's the most popular book to start with. I read it, and there was a situation. I began to read it like 3 times, and the fourth time I ended it, and that time I just recognized myself in those personalities. I think it's the common story for most of the people who met Ayn Rand with the Atlas. But I do think that nowadays we live the worst way to think about individualism. Like most of the people, they do not think about it at all, about the idea, but they live through it now. The way that they should prove what they are fighting for. And after the victory, I think that the philosophy of objectivism and the individualist way of living will be a lot more popular in Ukraine because so many people, they will recognize themselves in their personalities, and they will be not only recognized, but they also will understand the word completely, not only the part of it. So I think that we will have the better future, the lighter one, and it really gives me fears.
Thank you all for talking to me.
I want to add something.
Uh-oh,
May I
she's gonna
tell you
close.
something?
Yes.
You asked on the beginning about why should the USA and Europe care about war in Ukraine, and I want to tell you like a little story. I watched a video from a Russian TV channel yesterday, and experts were talking about we can send a bomb to New York and destroy New York. No one gonna like stay alive there. So you need to understand that no one on this planet is in safe when Russia exists, or at least exists with this government and with Putin. So arm Ukraine, guys, and support Ukraine, and even only in the case Ukraine win, the whole world will win.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
okay, here we go. Now you guys are just getting rolling.
I just want to thank you for the conversation, because it's really important to us to share our ideas and our minds, our thoughts. I'm sorry, and I want to thank you, every of Ukrainians who is now on the front, who protect our country, our peace, our peaceful dreams. And I want to thank all the world to supporting us and to donate us to help the refugees and Ukrainians. I want to thank all of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that show, make sure that you like and subscribe. Click the little bell so that you get notifications. And if you consume this via podcast, go wherever you want to go. We're everywhere. Kibbe on Liberty. The revolution starts now.